Hey guys, you know who it is, what's going on, what is happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is me, the sublimely magnificent, big ugly himself, Omari Ellis. Heyo Grande on YouTube. And today, talking about some One Piece. That's right, I'm talking about One Piece. It's a series, that I really like. I've stated this, I believe, in my channel update video. I was going to try to get into the whole talking about One Piece stuff on my channel. Yes, I know it's not an original idea. There's plenty of people that talk about it on YouTube. But something I've learned over the past few months or so, is just because of my own personal experience. Believe it or not, people will watch multiple videos talking about the same thing. So screw it. Everybody's got their own opinion when it comes to each chapter, and I've got my own about these and stuff. Generally, it's probably going to be positive. I will say that, because I do know, because I started to listen to One Piece reviews and stuff earlier on in this current arc, and realized a lot of people were having like a lot more negative views on some of the chapters than I was, and I was like, man, I really need to start putting videos on my channel talking about One Piece just so we have more of a positive look on some of these things. Nowadays, people are a bit more on the positive side toward the arc, so it didn't help that the times that I tried to get into doing this, my computer crashed for like a month and a half, so that sucked. But here we are now. I'm gonna try to do it. Got the new computer and everything, and 960, nice even number to start with as a chapter to start, doing this kind of thing, and also a good story point to start with because we're starting at the beginning of Lord Odin's flashback. Now, obviously, there's going to be spoilers here if you haven't read the chapter, but I doubt people will read or watch a chapter review without reading the chapter. But if you haven't, go ahead and read it. And if you haven't read the story of One Piece at all and stuff, and you're watching my channel and stuff, probably not necessarily the video for you right now. This is for people that have like already read it or that read the series. So I am gonna just take an assumption that people have read the series already when I go for it. However, I always suggest you read the source material out there. It's a great series. It's a long series, but it's worth it. You know what I mean? I love me some One Piece. But yeah, I always suggest reading the source material. Also, if maybe you don't have enough time, I'm sure there's videos on YouTube, of people that talk about stuff to catch you up with the story. Hell, what some, there might be some, on a certain channel soon that like another like side series that like tries to get people caught up with the series, like an island at a time or something. I don't know what channel that might be, but anyway, again, spoiler warning. Now let's get started talking about this chapter. Chapter 960, Kozuki Oden appears. And we open up, obviously we start with the cover story. I love the cover stories in One Piece. I've always liked them ever since I put it together when I was first reading through the series that, oh wait, these little cover side stories are actually canon. It's not just some little funny pictures. There's stuff obviously where Oden has the fan art things, but they aren't cover stories. That's just, he literally puts it like, oh, cover story fan art request piece, But we got this one. We're continuing the one where Beige and Lola, or Beige and Chiffon are looking for Lola. And, they're in Dressrosa and everything. Like, I don't know where this particular one is going, but like I said, they all eventually come back around in some shape or fashion, so we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe it comes back into play during Wano, maybe it comes back into play after Wano. After all, Lola had to do, we met Lola back on Thriller Bark with Moria and shit. And who knows? We know Moria's back and chilling with Blackbeard, or he might be been killed by Blackbeard, but I highly doubt that because Blackbeard already has the darkness fruit. He doesn't need darkness and shadows. That's practically two of the same thing. So he probably just, and Moria's too much of a coward to just straight up be like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and die right now. So sure, Moria ended up working for him and stuff, especially if he's got promise of more power and more corpses for which him to put shadows in and then turn around and use them as his zombie minions and everything. Or hell, he might even just join Blackbeard to try and betray Blackbeard. Or if Blackbeard's like, I'm gonna go after that motherfucking Kaido, Moria's definitely gonna be like, sign me up. That dude killed everybody in my crew. So, anyway, got sidetracked talking about Moria. But obviously, this first one's gonna be like, you gotta know where my opinions and where my mindset comes from. You know what I'm saying? But we got, like I said, this whole deal with Lola. Not sure how this is gonna tie into the story, but I am very seldomly sure how these are going to tie into a story. Either way, I love this opening because I love the idea in One Piece when people just use like the worst disguises ever, like Capone just using the fucking mustache on his face. Although he does go with the sunglasses. He does have sunglasses on, so it helps at least a little bit to obscure who he actually is. But it's still quite obvious, especially to us, the readers, who know who he is. And anybody who knows what the fuck his wanted poster looks like probably knows that that's fucking him. But we see the statues of Luffy, Usopp, and Kiros in the back. It's just a great thing, and like another YouTuber said, like it's cool seeing the like Lucy statue up front because technically that statue's of Luffy and Sabo. It's like the combined works of the two of them got them that statue, so that's an extra brotherly thing the Bond has. And I also love the fact that Usopp's statue is of the face he used to scare Sugar, which was totally unintentional on him for the first time, but the second time he drew it. I just think it's funny that that's the face of all faces they chose for Usopp. Anyway, like I said, we get to this chapter, and you know, we open up. It's back in the past, I believe 41 years ago in Wano. The art since getting to Wano has been great when it comes to scenery, from how greatly it depicted the beauty of the capital city and then the like desolation of the rest of the thing. Now, I'm a performing artist more so than a visual artist or, you know, the painting, writing artist, you know. But I can still appreciate some art. Like, while I'm not an art theorist, like, oh, the lines are like, he used a 0.5 degree pen to draw this, and this was so great that this is the detail of the line design. No, I just know something looks really fucking good to me or something doesn't look really good. And Wano looks fucking beautiful. And I loved it. And we go back to the past to where it's full of greenery and life and animals and all that stuff. You know, and we start off with Suru, Kinemon's wife. She's apparently working at a tea house. And she looks young. Everyone says she looks like Robin. She definitely looks like Robin or Orobi, like, you know, Robin's Wano form when you see the very first like picture of her. She looks less like Robin in the other panels to me, but that very first one is like, wait, that is very clearly looking like Robin. But she's still working at the tea house. She's the poster girl for the tea house. And she's serving some dudes that are just like, we're really happy today. And they're like, and she's like, oh, why are you guys so happy? They're like, because we stole a pig. What? Yeah, I'm telling you, we stole a pig. It was just great. And they show this like white boar that's apparently really rare. You can get a platinum piece or white gold. I'm not sure if those are different things, but some translations say white gold, some translations say platinum. You can get a platinum piece for selling it. So it's worth a ton of money. They said they got it, and one of the guys is swearing that when he found it, the mountain like moved, the mountain that they were on. So they were like, well, you just see it. No, I'm pretty sure it growled too. That's not going to come into play at all. Anywho, not sure if you heard that. But, you know, so they're talking about the mystical animal. And Suru's like, well, why did you guys want that? So you guys just got it for money? Yes, apparently this Yakuza boss, you know, the Kurogoma family, he really wants to have this. We're pretty sure he's just going to put it as a storefront attraction because of how rare it is. And she's like, that's wrong. You know, these are the servants of the gods. You can't do these kind of things. They're like, oh, that's just a myth. Who really cares? It's, you know, there's no such thing as, you know, mountain gods. He just wants a rare animal because it's cute. And then she gets cut off because she's like trying to talk to him because she hears the ruckus in the kitchen. And it turns out someone's trying to steal her money out the, you know, out of her wallet / the cash registers. And it's a young Kinnymon. We see Kinnymon. He's got blonde hair like he did in the earlier like Yasue flashback where he's talking to the Nine Scabbards when they were younger. And yeah, he's got the blonde hair. Still not sure when he decided to just like either he was dyeing his hair back then, or he started dyeing his hair black when he got older. One or the other. Not sure what the significance of that change is, if there even is a significance, or when he started doing that. But it's Kinnymon and he's younger, and it seems like this isn't the first time he's been stealing money from her. Apparently, they've known each other since they were kids. They have at least some kind of friendship level, but he keeps getting into these big debts and coming up with excuses to try and steal money from her. She's like, this is the last fucking straw. And she like fucking slams him on the ground and like grabs him by the hand, which I don't think means she's actually physically stronger than him. I think it's the same as if Nami like fucking like slaps Luffy or Zoro or anybody in the crew. It's more for the gag. Or like if Bulma gets mad at somebody in fucking Dragon Ball, it's like, yeah, they're not technically stronger, but everyone knows you don't piss off, you don't piss her off. But so she does that, and she's like, if you ever take my money again, I'll fucking sell your organs. And it's like, damn. Like, oh well, she's really getting pissed about this, and she claims like if he can't pay her, she'll take all the stuff. The guys buying the food are like, you know what? We'll leave this on you guys. We'll leave the payment on the table. We're out. It cuts to a little bit later. The guys beat up. All three of the guys that stole the boar, beat up, bloodied. They're like, you fucking bastard. And it turns out it's Kinnymon, who's wearing nothing but like a fucking loincloth, because apparently he couldn't, well, not apparently, obviously he couldn't pay the girl. So she stripped him of all his belongings, like literally. And so he just walked up, found them, beat them up. I think he took everything but his sword. She took everything but his sword. So he beats him up. He's like, yeah, you didn't think I was listening? That boar can apparently fetch a platinum? Give me that boar. I'm taking that boar right now. So he takes the boar, and he's like, and he also takes their clothes and money that they have on them, because he's going to sell it so he can get the platinum coin. He's like, I ain't got to steal from Suru if I get this. My luck is going to turn around now. That's when we cut to the main capital, and we cut to the castle, the main capital looks even more beautiful, I guess, than it did before, because, it's not surrounded by desert wastelands and everything now. It's just surrounded by even more beauty and stuff around it. But we got the Shogun, the previous Shogun of Wano, Sukiyaki, Kozuki, or Kozuki Sukiyaki, Oden's dad. And he's sitting here listening to one of his workers as they try to explain that Oden has just tried to escape the country for the 38th time. Apparently, he's not really good at navigating. As crazy as it is in One Piece, like it's being like a 90% oceanic world. How rare it is to find a navigator kind of baffles me. Like, I get why being a good navigator is a valuable asset, but the fact that there are so few people that are actually good at navigating is weird. At the same time, I guess when the world government controls everything the way they do, and how tight it is to do stuff, it's probably not too weird to have that. Also, this is 41 years ago, so way before the Grand Line was even fully conquered by Roger, so things were even harder to get around, and the world was even less explored back then. So how do you navigate if everything is unknown? So I guess that makes sense. Anyway, this guy's like going over the life of Oden, and this is where we get the backstory of Oden. And oh my goodness, this dude's ridiculous. So if you haven't heard, dude at age 1 just threw his wet nurse across the room, not even sure why. Apparently, I don't know if he got mad or what, but he threw the wet nurse across the room. He was apparently that strong at age 1. When he was 2, he was fast enough to catch rabbits with his bare hands, catch 2 of them even if he wanted to. Defeated a bear by throwing a boulder at it at age 4. So he's like a year younger than Big Mom when she killed her bear, but her bear was a bear on Elbaf, and she just fucking slapped that shit. So technically a bigger feat. At the same time, still he's just throwing boulders at a bear at age 4. So his was more intentional. She actually, yeah, Big Mom's feat is more ridiculous because she accidentally killed the bear by casually slapping it to be like, don't be bad at age 5. And he intentionally killed the bear by throwing a boulder at it. But still, age 4, throwing boulders at people, or bears, as it were, ridiculous. At 6, this dude started going to the fucking brothels in the red light district and, like, just using a lot of the castle's money to do so. And it's like, wait, you going to brothels at age 6? What the fuck? And they letting you in? Oh, you know what? Sure. Why the hell not? I guess if they didn't, he'd throw a fucking boulder at him. Age 8, he's getting drunk and getting into, like, brawls and gamblers and stuff like that. Already got a gambling and drinking problem at 8. 9, he's blacklisted by the Yakuza because of the shit he does when he's getting into brawls at their gambling dens. And then, at age 10, he turns around and sets fire to the Yakuza's gambling dens and starting war with them, which got him arrested and thrown into jail at age 10. And then, so he gets sent to prison in the prison mines, which I'm assuming are in Udon, where Luffy and stuff got sent. And they say that's where his talents came to light. His talents didn't come to light during all that other shit, like throwing boulders at age 4, being fast enough to catch rabbits at 2. Nah. No. That was just whatever. Those weren't talents. That's just who he was. You know what I'm saying? No, his talents came to light at the stone quarries. Apparently, he's just really fucking good at stone cutting and became the, like, quarry boss still, like, at the young age. Probably at 11, because they keep doing this by, like, 1 year at a thing. But eventually, at age 14, he gets released, and he has a change of heart. He's not as angry with people and just throwing boulders around and setting fires to gambling dens. He's like, oh, there's a drought. I need to help mankind. You know what I'm going to do? They're suffering from dried wells and canals. So I'm going to take this river over here, alter the course of it toward the capital, and that should cause all, and that should end the droughts. And he succeeds. He succeeds in diverting the river, but apparently that had the side effect of causing floods and, you know, ruining a lot of people's houses and stuff. But, it's the thought that counts. He was trying to help. It's kind of like the Big Mom thing where she's trying to help, but he, like, legit was trying to help the people and not too delusional. He's just really fucking strong. And it was another YouTuber, I want to say Ohara, who pointed out that this was very similar to Hercules. Like, a lot of the stuff that he did as a kid, that Oden did as a kid, is very similar to the youth of Hercules, including the altering the course of a river with his, like, bear strength to B-A-R-E, not B-E-A-R. But he, bear strength, he just, I'm altering the course of this river to go to a fucking city just because I'm stupid strong, like Hercules did in one of his labors. A couple of Hercules' labors involved, like, killing monsters and stuff. And, he threw a bear at a boulder, and something he probably gonna do later this chapter, if not kill, he's probably gonna do something to subdue another monster. But, so, he's very Herculean, but more often than that, he's just really fucking ridiculous, and we're not even done. Not even done. He's like, okay, well, now that I flooded the city, people got warrants for my arrest. However, I've got a newly formed waterway, so I'm going to escape off the island. Again, though, he failed because he's not good at navigating. So, at age 15, he's like, you know what? There's this mountain temple over here, and I want to stay there. So, you know what? He threatens the chief priest of the place, and the guy ends up letting him stay there because he's like, I ain't fucking with Oden. This dude throws boulders at bears, and he did that 11 years ago, and now he's altering rivers and shit. Nah, you can stay. And then at night he sneak into the Capitol and steal away women. Like I don't know if he stole away like literally like straight up kidnap them, or he just convinced them to like leave who they were with to come up to him, and they went to him with his temple, and he started his own like personal harem. And the dude, like I said, the servant of Sukiyaki is just telling them all this stuff, recounting Odin's life, and then Sukiyaki like, this is the kind of stuff evil spirits do. Like, what the fuck is going on with them? And the guy's like, well, to be fair, the women were free to leave at any time, but they just wanted to stay because Odin was just that fucking godlike. Which, I mean, let's see, age 15, he already had 9 years of experience, apparently, in the bedroom. So, I bet they really thought he was godlike. But, you know, obviously, not everybody is just gonna be like, oh, yeah, Odin, you are ridiculous, you're a man among men, take my wife. No, parents, husbands, fathers, you know, they're like, you took our daughters, you took our wives, you took our girlfriends. They didn't like this, so they took up arms against Odin and started what people call like the Harem Wars or the Harem Revolt, because he just fought back against all of them and bodied all of them. It took Hyogoro to kind of help put a stop to it. The Hyogoro clan, which I'm assuming involved Hyogoro of the Flower himself, to actually stop it. And in that, and there's a ton of casualties and stuff, and didn't get to hear how many casualties it was because Odin's dad's like, enough, I'm done, I don't want to hear this shit. The dude's like, well, he's 18 now, that was 3 years ago. He's like, look, just give him this note. Give him the note, don't say anything, just give him the note. And the note, he's like, I'm disowning him. I'm disowning him. And I gotta agree with another YouTuber that I heard where it's like, I wouldn't disown Odin if I was his dad. I'd probably be proud of him. I'd definitely be proud of him. Like, holy shit, my son, did you hear what my son did? Do you know what he did? Like, 14 years ago, since he's 18, he's as old as 18, like, oh shit, did you see? My son just fucking killed a bear by throwing a boulder at it. This dude's gonna be ridiculous. What the fuck? This dude's already going to hell. It's like, maybe the drinking thing, it's like, okay, you're 8. You don't need to be drinking yet. At the same time, if he's throwing boulders at bears, who's gonna fucking stop him? Who's gonna stop him if he wants to drink? But either way, we already knew Odin got disowned by his dad. This is pretty much him actually disowning him, so, okay. Says he's gonna give the note to disown him. And so, you know, turns out we cut away from there. Kinemon's constantly being, you know, chased by people. He's like, leave me alone. I'm trying to get rich, you know. Just let me get to the Kurogama clan's mansion. I want to give him this fucking pig and stuff. But turns out he's getting, like, chased by the Hyogoro clan, who are like, nah, you know, we fucking... Apparently he's an enemy of the Hyogoro clan. And they're, like, talking to Hyogoro of the Flowers, and we get to see him when he was younger. You know, he's a fucking big dude. His hair looks like it's on fire and everything. But he does look like a fucking Yakuza boss as far as, like, One Piece would fucking go. Like, I would not fuck with this dude. And he's just like, yeah. He's like, you know, capture him and everything, but don't fight him one-on-one. He's gonna body you guys if you do that. But they don't believe him. They probably get bodied. We don't really know. Because we cut away. We cut to a store where we got a kid running a pot buying, swindling scam deal. And this kid is none other than the guy we've been trying to figure out who it is because everyone's constantly going, we need to find this dude. It's Denjiro. It's Denjiro. Turns out, you know, he's a kid. Definitely looks younger than Kinemon. Probably around 12 or 10 or so. And he's got, like, sunglasses and a ponytail and a sword on his back that's got, like, a white scabbard to it. Or from what we can tell, it's black and white. And it looks familiar. But, we'll go back to that in a second. So, anyway, Denjiro, like, hey, he's got this sword. And it's like, oh, well, at least we finally get to see what Denjiro looks like. Well, I wonder what that's gonna. Where we're gonna go from there. Well, we cut away to a funeral at the crematorium. We got kids crying because the grandfather, is dead. They're like, well, crying, at a funeral is sad. So I was like, well, no, I don't think you understand. We went to pick up the father's bones and everything, but a guy, while he was burning on the cremation fire, a guy walked up to the fire that was burning this dude's body, put a fucking bowl on top of the body, and started boiling some Odin on it and eating from it. Who else would be doing this? But Kozuki Odin himself. We finally see him. And, he doesn't really look goofy. He actually he looks kind of cool. Because we're kind of used to the way Wano people look by now. And I'm cool with it. Like, he looks like cool. And it helps, I guess, having all that backstory. And everything else we've had to hype this guy up to this point. I'm like, alright, this is motherfucking Odin. And sure enough, he's just eating shit off of the skeleton of the guy that's eating. Just like, just like eating away. And it turns out, from what I can tell, I don't think he's been wearing a hat this whole time with these silhouettes. It looks like that's just how the top of his hair is. It's just a flat top, which, One Piece. But, so, he's eating the Odin. Everyone's talking about how disrespectful it is, but eventually he just finishes, chugs down a bunch of sake, drinks the rest of the soup from the bowl, which was literally right on the fire, just lifts it off the fire and drinks it, so that's practically gonna burn his hand, but he doesn't, I guess. Puts the bowl down and he's like, ugh. Next time we share a drink, it'll be in the afterlife. My condolences to you all in the family. And walks away. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I should have told you. And he just walks away. And it's like, holy shit. People are like, oh, wait, we thought he was being disrespectful, but I guess he was a friend of his, and that's how he was paying his respects. And that just makes all the girls there start swooning, and everyone else is like, oh shit, no, restrain your wives and daughters, they're gonna fucking try and go after him. They're like, so this is how Odin is, and he just leaves the sake there next to the fire and the dead body and stuff. And some people from the capital show up to arrest him, and Odin's like, you guys are here to arrest me? And they're like, yeah, but you can bribe us. He's like, what? No, you don't ask for fucking bribes. That's not how that works. And all of a sudden, an alarm goes off. And he's like, what the hell's going on? People are running, but they're not running away from me. They usually run away from me, like we saw at the end of the last chapter where it was like, hide your kids, hide your wives, which apparently is something they actually said. I totally thought the hide your kids, hide your wife thing was just some shit like Manga Stream did to throw in a meme. But no, in official translation they were saying that, and we get why, because all the daughters and wives want to flock to him and just sign up for the harem. But, he's like, what's going on? The fire bells are ringing, there's no fire around, I don't understand what's going on like that. And they're like, oh, and he's like, calls out to the people ringing the bell, he's like, wait, is there really that big a fire going on? They're like, oh, it's big, but it's not a fire. He's like, what? And then we cut back and we see Denjiro talking to Kinemon, and he's like, wait, you never heard the story? You're not supposed to mess with this white boar. And Kinemon's like, what are you talking about? He's like, wait, that's the boar is the one the Kurogama boss wants so that he can destroy the Hyogoro clan. And Kinemon's like, what are you talking about? Okay, look, if this boar goes missing, its parent, I'm gonna go ahead, it's, either daddy or mama. Usually when it comes to animals, it's the mama that's the protective one, so its mama's gonna come looking for it. And according to legends, the mamas of these white boars are as big as in mountains and referred to as mountain gods. Now, the legend also says hundreds of years ago it destroyed some villages, and most people thought it was a fairy tale, but with you literally holding one of the babies, that means it's real, and it's showing up to attack the fucking city. And sure enough, people are going crazy. Oh god, it's the god of the mountain! It's here to destroy us! It's gonna hit us! Get out of the capital! And it's starting to eat buildings and shit.
And they're like, oh shit, and Kinemon's like crying like, oh fuck, I can't believe I'm gonna be the reason the capital got interested. And suddenly Odin's like, oh, that's interesting. I don't know who you are. So clearly this is him meeting them, obviously. Even though they're obviously the 9 red scabbards aren't a thing at this point. It's just people out there. And clearly we got Kinemon and Denjiro here. They apparently knew each other, but we know that Asura Doji comes in later. Obviously, Kiku seems younger than them as well. Kinemon, Denjiro, Asura, Kiku. I think I've heard from others that Inuarashi and Nekomamushi are like 40, and if this is 41 years ago, they're not even born yet. So there's that. And then you got 9 red scabbards. I'm missing 3. Raizo Kanjuro. Who am I missing? Raizo Kanjuro. Doesn't matter. Only 2 people that seem to know each other right now are Kinemon and Denjiro. So, Kawamatsu. Bam. Ha. Not that stupid. Anyway, but he's like, I don't know who any of you 2 are, but give me that boar. And they're like, what? And the chapter ends. Now, I love the look on his face where he's like, give me that boar. It's like, my first thought when I saw the picture was like, I'm gonna eat that boar. But I obviously know he's not gonna. Given what we learned about him in the chapter, I could see him eating the boar, but he's more than likely gonna use the boar to try and either lure the big mom to him or to like save the city, but they'll probably misinterpret it as him being the one to kidnap the boar in the first place. He ends up taking the fall for what Kinemon did, and that's probably why he gets exiled from the city, only to like later become the daimyo and then later leave to go off to sea. But you know what? For this being the first chapter where we see Odin and stuff, so far at least, with just his fucking backstory before, we get to the point of the story where we meet him properly, he's living up to the hype as far as I'm concerned. I'm not necessarily going to rate the chapter a number out of number. I'm just going to say it was a really damn good chapter. Maybe eventually I'll start like using numbers like blank out of 5 or something like that. But no, it's a damn good chapter. Odin is already like one of my favorite characters. I'll say like top 20 or so. Not like top 10 or top 5 or anything like that. He's literally just had a cool backstory, but I'm looking forward to the rest of this. And I do agree with most people out there that we're probably in for the long haul with this backstory because, like I said, we've only met 2 of the 9 red scabbards in this chapter, and they're not even like fully affiliated with Odin yet. He still got to get affiliated with them, still got to join Whitebeard's crew, then join Roger's crew, then make it back to Wano and get betrayed by Orochi / Kaido and die. So while we could speed through that, if it's told with any kind of relative pacing and stuff, probably gonna be here for a bit. But like I said, great thing. Also, I mentioned earlier the sword on Denjiro's back. A lot of people are saying it looks a lot like the Wado Ichimonji, and it kind of does. And while I do agree that the ages add up, because people are saying that sword looks like Zoro's sword, the Wado Ichimonji, which he got from his master Koshiro, who lives in Shimotsuki Village, back in East Blue, where Zoro's from, and people have been going ever since they started yelling Shimotsuki like 50,000 times this arc, and showing that the emblem was the like 2 swords crossed or whatever, the like crossed swords. It's like, wait, that's what his master used to wear all the time. And they even said that the Wado Ichimonji was made by someone with the last name Shimotsuki. So it's like, okay, clearly that guy's got some ties to Wano. Well, this kid Denjiro looks very similar to him, and that sword looks very similar to the Wado Ichimonji. However, though the ages would add up, because Koshiro's apparently 51, and this was like 41 years ago, so if Denjiro's like 10 here, then that fits perfectly age-wise. Doesn't necessarily fit perfectly location-wise, because he's got to get from Wano to East Blue, but before doing that, he's got to, be a 9 red scabbard. So, who fucking knows? Like, to be fair, he left, or Oden died 22 years ago, or 20, Oden died 20 years ago in the series. I think Zoro's 21, and I don't think he met up with the dojo till he was like anywhere from like 8 to 10 before he like joined the fucking dojo in the first place. So technically there's like an 8 years span between Oden dying and Zoro showing up at the dojo, or 7 to 9 year span or whatever, where Koshiro could have moved to the East Blue, set up Shimotsuki Village, and then came across that. The other problem is Kinemon should have recognized the sword, especially if he knew Denjiro when Denjiro was 10. And it is a easily recognizable sword by people who know what the sword looks like, because Tengenyama noticed the sword instantly and was like, holy shit, that's the Wado Ichimonji. Yeah, Enma should work for you. It's made by the same guy. And he also suggested that Hiyori recognized the Wado Ichimonji right off the bat, and that's why she gave him Enma. However, though Tengenyama said that's probably why she did it, she never did go, yo, that's the Wado Ichimonji. She's just like, maybe you should have Enma. And though Kinemon might have noticed it, he might have been like, that's the Wado Ichimonji. But the sword that mattered more to him as to why do you have that fucking sword was the Shunsui. Because he's like, that's a fucking treasure of Wano. He's like, Wado Ichimonji, who knows what the fuck happened. Denjiro could have sold it or something. But still, if Denjiro's that important, and when they started going, where's Denjiro, if that really is the Wado Ichimonji that he has, that should have been Kinemon's first question is like, well, yeah, we need Denjimon. Hey, wait a second. Or did you? We need Denjiro. Hey, wait a second. Zorojuro. You got his sword. Where the fuck did you get it? But that didn't happen. So I doubt that it's Koshiro. Maybe it's a relative or something. Maybe it's just some dude that happens to have sunglasses. I've also saw that people saying it's Roger's people, Scopper Gaban. I think it's just some dude with sunglasses, and we'll see who he turns out to be. He could turn out to be Koshiro, and that could be the whole tie to everything. I saw someone with a random, like, far out there theory that Zoro is from Wano and is like the descendant of one of the other daimyos that died around the time that Oden got dethroned, and that Koshiro took the young Zoro to East Blue. But I doubt that. But at the same time, who knows? I don't even think Zoro would care if he did find out he was like related to Wano or Oyoki. Either way, really good chapter. Thank you guys for watching. Follow the channel and everything. Like or dislike the video. You know how it goes. You know how to YouTube. I don't need to tell you how to YouTube. But yeah, there's still going to be more stuff on this channel. Like I said, I'm trying to put more product or more content on the channel. So Fail Fantasy episodes. Either way, more stuff coming on the channel. Stick around. Thank you for watching. Adiosness.